Ghana Sumubi Jumedie, Evidence and Effectiveness Grants, Most Significant Change Story. Ghana National Association of the Deaf. Deaf people empowered to access mental health care.
My name is Kazia. I am 36 years of age. I am a carpenter and I live here in Danko. I am also a deaf person with mental illness. Because of this, I go to the hospital for my medication and I am feeling better now.
Kazia, GNAD Upper West Regional Secretary, signing.
A lot of deaf people have no idea what mental illness is. This is because we have not had enough information, training, or any awareness on mental illness. Mostly, you see that sometimes we feel uncomfortable. We get worried a lot. We think too much, and some of these things make us unstable. Also too, we are not able to communicate. You find us always being lonely. We are not confident in ourselves. We always sit somewhere alone. With our family, when they realize that we have this illness, they don't want to associate with us. They keep us at home. They don't mingle with us. They don't want the community to see who we are because they feel embarrassed. But after the training, we were able to educate a lot of people on mental illness. And we tell people not to discriminate, but to encourage, to show love. And I think because of that, we are seeing the improvement. Because they've stopped the discrimination and they show us love. The family now gets closer to us, which is good. The Ghana National Association of the Deaf from Accra came to train us on a project collaborating with Ghana Sumubi Jumedie, and that was where we got the training from.
Fortunately for the psychiatric units of the Wa Municipal Hospital, I myself, Linda, I have basic training in sign language.
Linda Ejewa Asamoah, Senior Nursing Officer, Wa Municipal Hospital, speaking.
I joined the sign language congregation, so I'm learning small from that side. And then last year too, the Ghana Association of the Deaf also organized a sign language training session for us. So with that, when we get patients who are not able to speak and they are deaf, we are able to assist them through their care. Currently, we have some patients with us who are deaf people, and then we are able to meet their needs. We are able to communicate with them, know their problems and how we can help them. We are even able to visit them if we want to. We have the means to go for home visit because we understand them. We are able to visit them and then know the problems that they are facing.
In the past, when we had not had the training on mental illness, we didn't even know where to go for services. Sometimes the nurses looked down upon us. Even when we told them we are persons who cannot hear, as deaf people, they just asked us to sit down.
Sumayatu Isahaku, GNAD Upper West Regional Vice President, signing.
But after we got the education on mental illness, the training got to us and also to the nurses, and now we are respected. Every time we go to the hospitals, the nurses invite us. They treat us well. They give us the priority, give us our medications, which really helps. What we experience today is better than what we experienced in the past.
In the past, when we didn't have the training, we had no idea where the hospitals were. We didn't even know where to get services. Even for the education of mental illness, deaf people were left out. But when GNAD came in, we got to know what mental illness is. The nurses themselves too were trained in sign language so that they will be able to assist us. So now, if I go to the hospital, it's easier for me to communicate with them and get a quality service. But in the past, it was difficult.
We got some reports about our members who were facing challenges.
Juventus Dorina, Executive Director, GNAD Headquarters, signing.
That is having access to mental health issues at the Upper West region. So in 2020, we applied for the Evidence and Effectiveness Grant. The reason for that was that we wanted to get information on the needs of deaf persons with mental health. So we did some research on that.
So from our research in the Upper West region, we were able to gather some data on deaf persons with mental illness.
Seidu Sufuyani, GNAD Upper West Regional President, signing.
The most significant thing that we find out from the research was that deaf people had communication barrier. And because of that, they are always in prison in their own homes. Their parents don't allow them to come out.
The first thing that we did was for our members. We know that if they themselves don't have the right information on mental health, then they wouldn't know where to go to get help. So we give them the training. We created more awareness as to what mental health is, how and where they can get help. And we also train the nurses, the psychiatric nurses, on deaf people's needs, their challenges. We give them some training on basic sign language.
Honestly, there are a lot of deaf persons out there with mental illness, and their situation keeps on getting worse. It's because they don't know what mental illness is.
I think we have to make sure that this project doesn't come to an end, but it continues, because there are some places who have still not gotten this information and this knowledge, because a lot of deaf people are always left behind.
A lot of deaf people with mental illness are now getting better. They are now being able to communicate. At first, they were always quiet, shy, with no confidence. But after the training and after they getting access to healthcare services, they are now bold out there communicating. So we just hope that people will continue to stop discriminating. Now, many of the persons with mental illness are now having their own visions and their own dreams that they want to achieve.
Special thanks, Ghana National Association of the Deaf. Abudu Kazia, Linda Ajewa Asamoah, Sumayatu Isahaku, Juventus Dorina Seidu Sufuyani. Ghana Sumubi Jumedie, funded by UK Aid from the British people, a 550 production for Ghana Sumubi Jumedie.